Hello, students. Hope you are listening to the two sections or the analysis that we did of two sections, what they stand for. Now, the third section that we have to discuss here. The third section is a death process or funeral process that takes place on that day. See, Earth receive an honored guest. W.P. Yeats is laid to rest. William Yeats. Let the Irish vessel lie emptied of its pottery. Time that is intolerant of the brave and innocent, and indifferent in a weak to a beautiful physique. Worship language forgives everyone by whom it lives, pardons cowardice, conceit, lays its honor at their feet. Let us go through these stanzas. Earth received an honored guest, means the body of Yeats is put in the grave. The earth earth has received this dead body of W.B. Yeats as an Irish poet. Let the vessel, Irish means Irish body, Irish dead poet, is received in the earth, emptied of its poetry. Means everything that he has written, emptied in the death. It is nowhere. The creative vessel, the creative mind is no more, has died. Time that is intolerant. Time never tolerates anything. Time is happening where हे प्रत्येकाला पिकवून टाकतंय, त्याला संपवणार आहे, त्याच्यामध्ये ट्रान्सफॉर्मेशन आणणार आहे. टाईम इज इनटॉलरंट ऑफ ब्रेव्ह अँड इनोसंट. कोणीही कितीही ब्रेव्ह असेल, ताकदवान असेल, कितीही इनोसंट असेल, time is intolerant. It destroys the body. It destroys and decomposes even the most beautiful person, even a conceited man. Time is intolerant, indifferent in a weak to a beautiful physique. So, beautiful persons need to die. Beautiful person, whoever they may be, are going to die because time is intolerant. Worships language and forgives everyone by whom it lives. See, the way a poet writes is poetry. The poet worship language. कवी हा कवितेच्या शब्दांच्या माध्यमातून, कवितेच्या माध्यमातून पूजा जसा करत असतो त्याच्या कलेची. worships language. Everyone by whom it lives. जो कोणी असेल तो अशाच पद्धतीचा कवी त्या ठिकाणी आपलं लिखाण करत असतो. See, even the great artists are forgotten. Great artists are forgotten. Whatever there are cowardice, conceit, pride, vanity, everything is going to die. Even the greatness or great poet has to die if he lays its honor at their feet. See, so like this, the poet is going on. Time that with the strange excuse pardon Kipling and his views, and will pardon Paul Claudel, pardons him for writing well. This was again a strange thing, because these poets, they were the masters of language, and through their language, definitely they are using this. But whatever they have said, whatever they have written, whatever a poet and novelist have written, remembered in their art and literature, whether He was imperialist, colonialist, expressing their power, um, their right to power and rule over the countries, whoever they may be. Kipling, Paul Claudel, time is tolerant. Time makes us forget. वेळच आपल्याला सर्व गोष्टींवरचा मलहम असते, औषध असतं. And that we see in this. Paul Claudel, the poet who supported the fascist cause during the Spanish Civil War, he wrote that. See, in the nightmare of the dark, all the dogs of Europe bark, and living nations wait, each sequestered in its hate. The reference is definitely to the preceding years, the outbreak of the Second World War in 1939. In the nightmare of this dark, all the dogs of Europe, means all those bloodthirsty leaders of the Europe, the selfish, bloodthirsty leaders of Europe, such as Hitler and Mussolini, they were the dictators of the era, and they were barking in the night. They are launching their air force, they are launching their attack on the countries. They are power thirsty, they are selfish, they wish to control the world. In the nightmare of the dark, all the dogs of Europe bark. And living nations, all those living nations are waiting. They are waiting to align themselves by hatred and selfishness. They were isolated, and there were hatred and selfishness among them to fight against, to align themselves to the friendly parties and to launch attack and war on the enemy party. See, intellectual disgrace stares from every human face, and the seas of pity lie locked and frozen in each eye. See, people who hate each other, intellectual disgrace. People are hating each other because of the ideological and political difference. They are staring at each other, at every face, human face. There is the sea of pity in those who are helpless, those who are poor. They are expecting with blank, with zero emotions and feelings. Through their frozen and locked eye, they are looking at the pity. But there is absolutely no pity and fellow feeling in the eyes of them. This is what we see. This is what we see in intellectual distress stares out from every human face, and the seas of pity lie locked and frozen in each eye. There is absolutely no feeling, no fellow feeling in the eyes. Follow poet, follow poet, follow right. See, to the bottom of the night, with your unconstraining voice, still persuade us to rejoice. See, the poet is follow poet, follow right. See, the innermost depth, the poet should do everything possible to explore the truths that are in. To find out the truth, the poet, through his creative writing, goes deeper and deeper within himself to find out the truth by going into the dark rages. dark reigns of his mind to find out the truth, and that truth needs to be brought out from the bottom of the night. Means to delve deeper and deeper into the night, bottom of the night, and find out the truth, and that truth needs to be brought into open, and with unconstraining voice. This poet still makes us think, to rejoice, use poetry, use wisdom to persuade the, the people. Despite the horrors of the war looming large on the horizon, W.B. Yeats himself stressed his role of art in the time of crisis. So the poet stresses the creative nature to express the truth that W.B. Yeats tried with the farming of a verse. Make a vineyard of the curse, sing of human unsuccess in a rapture of distress. W.B. Yeats, who has written beautiful poetry, magical poetry, powerful poetry, it is still behind. येट्सने लिहिलेल्या सर्व कविता, पॉवरफुल लिटरेचर, मूव्हिंग लिटरेचर हे मागे तसंच राहिलं आहे. ही जगाला दिलेलं एक भेट आहे. तुझ्या येण्याने आणि तुझ्या जाण्याने, तुझ्या जीवनकाळामध्ये तू हे भेट ह्या जगाला देऊन गेलेला आहेस. जे तुझं जीवन हे कर्स आहे ते ब्लेसिंगमध्ये तू टर्न केलं बाय युअर रायटिंग लिटरेचर, poetry. And in the course of this war that threatens to destroy the entire humanity, you try to rejoice them. You try to rejoice, seeing of human unsuccess. You, despite failures and despite loss, you tries to teach us joyfully distress and failure. In the desert of the heart and the healing fountain start, in the prison of his days, teach the free man how to praise. See? In the deserts of the heart, where the hearts have gone dry, जिथं त्या हृदयामध्ये सिंपती नाही आहे, फेल ऑफ फिलिंग नाही आहे, असं निर्जन झालेल्या हृदयामध्ये, लेट देअर द पोएट्री जी आहे त्याच्या माध्यमातून संवेदनांचा झरा लोकांच्या हृदयामध्ये पुन्हा वाहू दे, सो दॅट द एंटायर ह्युमॅनिटी विल बी क्युअर्ड आउट ऑफ सेल्फिशनेस अँड लॅक ऑफ सिंपथी. मग तिथे फेलो फिलिंग, सिंपथी ह्या लोकांमध्ये, हृदयामध्ये, ह्युमॅनिटीच्या हृदयामध्ये निर्माण होऊ शकेल. जिथं हे डेझर्ट आहे, वाळवंट आहे, त्या हृदयाच्या वाळवंटामध्ये हिलिंग फाउंटेन स्टार्ट, तो सुरू होऊ दे. इन द प्रिझन ऑफ हिज डे अँड टीच द फ्री मॅन हाऊ टू प्रेज. दॅट इज वॉट द पोएट विश out of the creative writing of this great poet W.B. Yeats. This is also a great poem that we see in, if we talk about the versification, it should be noted that the third and the last section of the poem is more formal. The first section is written in iambic lines, both unequal length and divided into unequal length, not giving the effect of absolutely free verse. तसंही आपल्याला सापडत नाही आहे. इक्विव्हॅलन्सेस आहेत, फेमिनाईन एंडिंग त्याच्यामध्ये आपल्याला पाहायला मिळते. काही कवितांच्या लाईन्स ह्या केअरफुली निवडलेल्या आहेत आणि मोटिव्ह असतील. ब्लँक वर्स हा सेकंड सेक्शनमध्ये आपल्याला पाहायला मिळतो. जो ब्लँक वर्स, कन्व्हेन्शनल ब्लँक वर्स त्या ठिकाणी आहे. 7 सिलेबलच्या लाईन्स हे आपल्याला शेवटच्या सेक्शनमध्ये पाहायला मिळतात. शेवटी तिसऱ्या सेक्शनमध्ये फ्युनरलची मार्च आहे, फ्युनरल प्रोसेस आहे. देअर इज अ बॅलन्स बिटवीन मेजर अँड two major and two minor stresses that we see in this particular poem. So, in such a crisis, means in the background of a Second World War, this poem underscores the value of the art in the time of this crisis, Second World War. Of course, Kipling, his views were pardoned. During the Spanish Civil War, it was also pardoned. Yet, similarly, for any talk he did, time worships language. All Europe is in the grip of terror of war, and bloodthirsty leaders of Europe are threatening to each other. But nations who are isolated from the constant raid of each other, their hearts are entirely dry and full of feeling and sympathy. It is a great poetry and a great art alone that can illumine and transform the human soul and make the fountain of love and sympathy gush out of it. The poet's own acceptance of life, and zest for life, can fertilize the human soul. Thus, art can have a transforming and ennobling influence on the human soul. He wished that art should be praised. Art should create a kind of a fellow feeling in the heart of human being. It's of course is not. It doesn't matter as an artist should be praised as a man, but because everyone is made of same clay, he is to be valued and honored for the greatness of his art. It is for his language, for his art. The time will worship him and make him immortal. So the poem, the audience attitude is more realistic than conventional elegy. In the true sense of the term, it's an ironic elegy that this poem is all about. So he has no control over the interpretations will be done by the posterity, means the people who lived in future. What पुढच्या जनरेशनमध्ये लोक काय विचार करतील, इट्सच्या लिटरेचरच्या बाबतीत काय मत आणि काय अंडरस्टँडिंग त्याचं करून घेतील, इंटरप्रिटेशन काय करतील, याच्यावर कोणीही कंट्रोल ठेवू शकत नाही. बट ऑफकोर्स there is it's his death, internal guts, and modifies his life's work that we see here. So like this, the poem is all about. Thank you.